I'm here with Oprah Winfrey, and she's in the famous talk show business. What is it like working in the famous talk show business?
Well, you know, I've been doing it for a very long time. So for me, it just feels like you going to school every day. When you get up, you put your pants on, you brush your teeth, you go out, you sit in your class, right? That's what it feels like for me. I get up, I get dressed, I go out, I speak to the audience. I've been doing it for so long, it just feels like the most natural thing in the world to do. Because when you do what you're supposed to do, when you have a purpose in life, when you do what you're supposed to do, and you love doing it, it always feels like the most natural thing in the world.
Do you like doing this?
Do I like doing it? Yeah. I could not have done it for as long as I continue to do it if I didn't like it. I really love it. I love being able to talk to the people, and you know, usually I'm the one holding the microphone. I feel like I should do this to talk to you. But yes, I like it. Do you enjoy your work? Do you like it?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
I like to interview people and get to know them.
Yes, because you have to have a certain curiosity about people to do that, you know? You know the word curiosity, right? Curious. You want to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know that I can drive?
No, I didn't. Stick shift or regular?
Regular.
Regular, really?
Yes.
And did you know that's against the law?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So what do you think of all of this? Let me interview you. Tell me. So what do you think of this whole, is this your first inaugural?
Yes, this is my first inaugural.
All right. And so what did you think when you first heard that Barack Obama was running for president of the United States? What did you think?
I thought surprised because the first black president is running for the election to be president.
You were surprised?
Yes.
Did you think he was going to win?
Yes.
When did you know for sure he was going to win?
Like the night before he won, all the electoral votes that he had received.
You knew it, right? Yeah, I knew it too. I've believed it for a very long time that he was going to win. And so, what are you most excited about for this next 3 days? You know, we only got another day and a half before the inauguration. What are you most excited about?
Well, I'm excited about, I'm the most excited about the inauguration because our first black president officially gets squirreled into the White House.
Yes.
And that's going to be very cool.
So what are you planning on doing with your life? What grade are you in?
The 5th grade, and I plan on being a reporter on the anchor desk and playing football.
And playing football?
Yes.
Well, you're doing a really good job here, so thank you very much. And the next time, you can't let people take your microphone away from you. Remember that, okay? You have to own your microphone.
I've heard that you would like to make an announcement about education. Can you tell me about the announcement?
Well, on September 8th, when young people across the country will have just started or are about to go back to school, I'm going to be making a big speech to young people all across the country about the importance of education, the importance of staying in school, how we want to improve our education system, and why it's so important for the country. And so I hope everybody tunes in.
All across America, money is being cut from education. How can education be improved with all these cuts?
Well, you know, we've actually, here in the administration, tried to put more money into schools. And there are a lot of schools all across the country that are getting new buildings and new facilities. We're now putting more money into training good teachers and giving them more support. And so we think it's important to put more money into the schools, but money alone is not going to make the difference. We've also got to improve how the schools are operating. And we have really been trying to focus on how do you find the best schools and figure out what it is that they're doing well, and then trying to get other schools that aren't doing so well to do the same kinds of things that the schools that are doing well are doing. So I hope that we can really see some improvement, not just with money, but also reforming how the schools work.
I live in Polk, Florida, which is a kind of poor town. What can be done to improve education for students that live in towns like mine?
Well, you know, unfortunately, a lot of times if you've got a community that is lower income, they don't have as much money in their schools. A lot of that is state funding, and I want to see states be more fair in terms of how they give money to various schools around their communities. But I do think that it's important to make sure that we can find help from the federal government, from here in Washington, D.C., for those schools that need the most help. You know, there's certain programs like dropout prevention programs, for example, that local school districts might not be able to afford, but maybe we can make sure that the federal government is giving help to those local districts so that they can improve their educational system.
I've learned that your mom always made sure that you were doing well in school. What should parents do to make sure their child education is better?
Well, I think that parents are the most important thing to any child's ability to do well in school. So making sure that you're reading to your child, especially when they're young, even before they get to school, so that they start being used to reading and they know their alphabet, they know the basics, so that even when they get to kindergarten, they're already a leg up. I think it's important to make sure that kids are doing their homework and that they're not just turning on the TV all day or playing video games. I think talking to teachers and finding out from teachers directly what can be done to improve their child's performance, that's very, very important. And you know, setting a really high standard for kids, saying to them, you know, if you get a B, you can do better, you can get an A. Making sure that we have high expectations for all children, because I think all children can do well as long as they have the support that they need.
Do you have the power to make the school lunches better?
Well, you know, I remember when I used to get school lunches, sometimes they didn't taste so good, I gotta admit. We are actually seeing if we can work to at least make school lunches healthier, because a lot of school lunches, you know, there's a lot of French fries and pizza and tater tots and all kinds of stuff that you know, isn't a well-balanced meal. And so what we want to do is make sure that there are more fruits and more vegetables in the schools. Now, kids may not end up liking that, but it's actually better for them. It'll be healthier for them, and those are some of the changes that we're trying to make.
I suggest that we have French fries and mangoes every day for lunch.
See, that, you know, and if you were planning the lunch program, it probably tastes good to you, but it might not make you big and strong like you need to be. And so we want to make sure that food tastes good in school lunches, but that they're also healthy for you too.
I love mangoes.
You love mangoes? I love mangoes too, but I'm not sure we can get mangoes in every school. You know, because they only grow in hot temperatures, and you know, there are a lot of schools up north where they don't have mango trees.
I noticed as president you get bullied a lot. How do you handle it?
As president, I get what?
Bullied a lot.
I get bullied? You mean people say mean things about me? Well, you know, I think that, you know, when you're president, you're responsible for a lot of things, and a lot of people are having a tough time and they're hurting out there. And, you know, the main thing I just try to do is stay focused on trying to do a good job and try to be understanding that sometimes people are going to be mad about things, but if I'm doing a good job, I'm doing my best, and I'm trying to always help people, then that keeps me going.
Were you ever bullied in school?
You know, I wasn't bullied too much in school. I was pretty big for my age, but obviously, you know, it's a terrible thing, bullying, and I hope all young people out there understand that they should treat each other with respect.
What can kids do to make our country better?
I think the thing that kids can do best is to just work really hard in school and succeed. You know, if young people like yourself are you know, reading at high levels and doing their math and doing their homework and science and ending up going to college and being successful, that makes everybody better off. And so the most important thing young people can do, I think, is to do well in school, but also when they've got some spare time, try to help out other people, maybe through your church or through you know, your religious community or out in the neighborhood, helping, you know, an elderly person carry their grocery bags in, or you know, being you know, helping out a younger person on their schoolwork. Those kinds of things, that kind of service, that's also really helpful to the country.
Everybody knows that you love basketball. I think it would be cool to have a president that can dunk. Can you dunk?
Not anymore. I used to when I was young, but I'm almost 50 now, so you know, your legs are the first thing to go.
My buddy Dwayne Wade promised me if you gave me the interview, he would play you in a one-on-one basketball game, but he's not sure if he would let you score. Would you be willing to play him in a one-on-one basketball game?
I would play Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne was here. I'm sorry to hear that he was trash talking about his game. I got to admit, though, Dwayne Wade's a little bit better at basketball than I am. So I might rather have him on my team playing against somebody else than playing against him.
What is it like being the President of the United States?
Well, it's very exciting. It's a lot of work, and you know, there are times where you know, you get a little worn down, but every day you have the possibility, the ability of helping other people, and if you can do that, then that's a great thing.
In my time poker, I have seen a lot of shooters and fights. What are you going to do about violence and to keep me safe?
Well, you know, I think we have to make sure that all schools have the resources to keep kids safe, but it's also important that parents and community members participate in training their young people to resolve arguments and disagreements without resort to violence. And you know, too many of our young people, when they get frustrated or angry at each other, they start acting out in violence, and we need to make sure that we are teaching young people to deal with the issues that they may have in a better way, in a more constructive way.
I know that you're busy being the president, but I would like to invite you to my school, KUC Connellport Elementary School, because there's a lot of good things going on there that I would like you to see.
Well, I hope that at some point I get a chance to come visit your school, because you did just a great job on this interview, so somebody must be doing something right down at that school.
When I interviewed Vice President Joe Biden, he became my homeboy. Now that I interviewed you, would you like to become my homeboy?
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks for making my dream come true. Mr.
Well, I
President.
appreciate it. You did an outstanding job. I look forward to seeing you in the future.